Hey, what's going on, everybody? Manny here once again. Welcome to DFS Zone. I have a new video for you guys today, but before I get started, like always, I appreciate you guys drop a like on the video, and if you're new to the channel, it's your first time here, I've never seen any of my videos before, the only thing you need to do to be a part of our community here is to become a subscriber. So if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do so before you go, and don't forget also to turn on your post notifications. This way when I post, you'll get that notification right away and you won't miss out on any of these videos. With that being said, today's Friday. It is October the 25th, 2019, and we have a 9-gamer here in the association today. Very nice slate, a lot of value open up. But before I get started, I give you a recap. Pretty nice night for me last night. I scored 345.5 was my highest score. I took down the $1 3 max entry tournament. It's like an $8,000 prize pool. And I won first place with $400. I took first place with $400 with that lineup, and I used all 5 of my plays that I gave you guys yesterday, and I sprinkle in a number of other guys around those, and I made a very nice lineup. And let me just go over it real quickly. That information, I always post my stuff when I do well in any tournaments or I make any significant money. I always share that with you guys on my Twitter feed. So just follow my socials down below, my Twitter as well as Instagram. I already posted that stuff earlier, so you want to check it out. This way you at least can see, hey, you're watching Manny's videos, but at the same time you know what Manny looks like, how I sound like. Is he playing some of the plays that he's actually recommending us? And I always do. I play multiple lineups, but at the same time, most of the guys that I play or that I at least advise you guys on, I am playing as well in at least 1 or 2, maybe sometimes 3 lineups. Maybe they're in all my lineups, but all the other guys, all the other role players around them, the mid plays, the value plays, are maybe a little bit more different in each one of those lineups. So last night, the 345.5, Westbrook put up a 59.7. I recommended Westbrook. I felt he was going to be a little less owned than Harden was, and he slightly was, as well as Giannis. Lou Will, 40.6 fantasy points. Giannis put up 65.1. PJ Tucker, 26.4. I was hoping for more from him, and Drummond put up what I expected after being on back-to-backs. He put up 49.4 here on Fanduel. I sprinkled in George Hill, 24.5, as well as Wesley Matthews from Milwaukee. I took 3 Milwaukee players, actually 4 Milwaukee players with Ilyasova. Ilyasova put up 27.2, and then Luke Kennard was my other guy at 24.3, and Matthews at 28.3, and that concluded that is what totaled up to the 345.5. So not a bad night for me. Hey, so let's go. So let's get right to it. Let's go over to the point guard. At point guard, let's get it rocking and rolling. I'm going here with Chris Paul, 8,400. Penciling him right in. I like the matchup for Chris Paul. You know, he put up some decent numbers his first game out. He put up 22 points from the floor, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 38 fantasy points in, what was it, about 30 minutes? Yes, 30 minutes played. Not bad at all. One more, that's pretty much 1.1, maybe close to 1.1 fantasy points per minute for Chris Paul. We know he's a decent point per minute player when he's on the floor. He's at OKC now, totally different situation. He has got to be more of a leader here. He's going to get his usage, he's going to get his shots, and of course he's going to get at least his 30 minutes or better, especially if the game is close. This is a paced-up game going up against Washington. Bradley Beal looked terrible the other night. I think it's going to be a good game for Bradley Beal as well. But Chris Paul here and Alexander, I really like them both a lot in this matchup, especially paced up games, and that's what you want, a lot of pace, simply because there's going to be a lot more shots being shot, and there's going to be more opportunities to gain more fantasy points, as we all know. So it's very, very important. But Chris Paul, again, not too bad at all. He's going up against Washington, and then Washington, he's going up against Ish Smith. So that's another reason why I like this matchup. It's just a great matchup for him. Smith just finished having trouble with Luka Doncic. Almost gave him, I think he gave him 49-50 fantasy points. It was 49 fantasy points. Again, Chris Paul here, I think he's in a great matchup. Good situation. His last time he played against this team, he put up a 42 spot, and he shot 63% from the floor and 55% from 3. Again, this is when he was with Houston last year. But again, I like the matchup just specifically because he's going to go up against Ish Smith. He's going to get his usage, shots, and minutes, and he's going up and he's playing Washington, which is a paced-up game for him. And I think this is definitely a good game for him, and including Alexander, to do very well for OKC. So I'm going with Chris Paul. Another reason also is that he's not going to be one out of the top point guards tonight. he has a chance to get you 50 or better for his price tag and really smash in a favorable matchup. And he will be someone that is not going to be he's not going to be a highly owned player in a 9-game slate like this. So he will definitely pan out to be a good play. Other than that, there are going to be some other guys that you got to consider. There's going to be some value. Some mid-tier guys are pretty good, as well. But I like Chris Paul as shooting guard at the top. You got Bradley Beal, like I said already, 9,500. He's under 10. He's going to take tons of shots. He's definitely someone you got to at least put in your player pool and do your little research and make your decision on that. But he is definitely in a paced-up game, good spot as well. Donovan Mitchell, kind of like him there a lot with the Lakers as well. This is the one that I'm really interested in. Buddy Hield, he is hurt. He has an ankle injury. If he's not 100%, the guy I really like, no matter if Hield is playing or not, is Bogdan Bogdanovic. And I'm going to get to him when I find him. Here he goes right here. He is my shooting guard for today. A little bit cheaper, mid-tier guy. He's a good fantasy point per minute player. Man, the other night he just shot terribly from the floor. But what I like is he continues to shoot. Okay, let's look at this game log here. He had 22 minutes, 2 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. And you say, what in the hell? 6.4 fantasy points per game. But the guy takes tons of shots. And if Buddy Hield is out, I like him a whole lot because there's going to be a bump in minutes, usage, and shots for this kid, and he's talented enough to get it done. I think he could be a real sneaky play. And even if Hield plays, he's probably not going to be 100%. You can't expect Bogdanovic to actually have an opportunity here to put up some points. So I like Bogdan Bogdanovic here today. Do love him in the matchup just simply because Buddy Hield more than likely is going to be out. I got a feeling he's going to be out, but watch throughout the day. If Buddy Hield does play and they say he's 100%, he's going to play and he's going to get his regular minutes, then it's a little scary. Then I'm more than likely may change my mind and go with someone else. And if I'm going to go with anybody else, I do like Dwayne Bacon. He's another guy to look out for. I mean, he's getting to get a great opportunity, another paced-up game against Minnesota for Charlotte. There is obviously no Kimball Walker. There is no Jeremy Lamb. So Dwayne Bacon is someone that I got my eye on my radar. Now, granted, I play multiple lineups, folks, so he's going to be sprinkled in some of my lineups. He may even be sprinkled in the lineup with Bogdan Bogdanovic if Bogdanovic is slated to start. So I can see paying up for those two guys there at that price range of $6,000 and $5,000 and being able to move some of that value somewhere else. But these are guys that I'm looking at. I think Bogdanovic is definitely a solid play. At small forward, I'm going to go right back to this same gentleman again. I still love Kelly Oubre Jr., 6,400. His price tag is 5,700 on DK. You can definitely lock him in on DK. His price tag has not risen up that much, only a $300 or $400 bump up, I think, on Oubre. 5,700, you only need 27, and the guy plays more than 27 minutes. And he's giving you more than 1 fantasy point per minute. So, I mean, he is just someone you got to consider. And considering the Phoenix now doesn't have Ayton now for 25 games, he's going to even take more shots. 30 minutes in his first game, 21 points from the floor, 9 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocks, 1 steal. He does a little bit of everything. And when he gets on fire, they'll keep feeding it to him as well. So 40 fantasy points at 5,700 on DK. He's definitely a lock for me as one of the guys that I'm going to definitely pencil in there at small forward. And he can, on DK, he can play other positions that I think he also is power forward eligible as well. And then, so with 43 minutes, with that kind of shot selection, and not only that, I mean, he played all these minutes the other day. He also took 25 shots from the floor, 48% from the floor. That's a lot of shots, and that's what I always preach here. Minutes, usage, shots. If you can get all 3, or if you can at least be productive in that time frame, even if you play 25 minutes and you're able to put up 30, 35, 40 fantasy points, that is very efficient. That's what we're looking for in fantasy basketball. So Kelly Oubre at 6,400 in play for me. His last time he played Denver last year, he averaged in 3 games 31.8 fantasy points per game. He did shoot 45% from the floor and 36% from 3. So he has done fairly well against this team. He's done very well against them, and they're going to have their hands full a little bit with Kelly Oubre. All right? Let's move on to power forward. At power forward, I am going with my man, my Knickerbockers main guy, and that's Julius Randle. I mean, you're probably saying why, but Julius Randle is going to take tons of shots. He is the main focal point offensively. The Knicks have to find an identity of who is going to be their main guys, especially But you already could see just from the first game as a Knicks fan is that Randle and Marcus Morris are going to be the leaders. That's the plain and simple. These guys are going to take tons of shots, and you can also vouch here for Marcus Morris as a small forward. I think he's only like 5,500 tonight on FanDuel. As a matter of fact, I can't check it now, but let's stick to Julius Randle. But Julius Randle here against Brooklyn up front is, I can't see where Jared Allen, who defends him, or even Taurean Prince, they're not going to be able to stop this guy. This guy's a complete beast under the boards, and he's running the point forward a little bit for the Knicks. He takes the ball down court. He could definitely pass the ball, rebound. He's pretty decent. He's not the greatest free throw shooter. He can hit the three. He does a lot of little things, and the most important thing is he's physical, and he just goes and out, he's just out there just balling his butt off. So Julius Randle for me is someone that I'm going to consider here today. Look at his game log: 35 minutes the other night, 25 points from the floor, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. He had a double-double, 3 steals, 55 fantasy points. I mean, he took 24 shots, guys. So 24 shots from the floor, 2 from 3, didn't hit a three-pointer, a total of 26 shots total. He also got to the free throw line. He had 11 shots there, only shot about 50% from the stripe, so he's going to have to be better there. But he had 14 rebounds and 3 assists. I just can't see Prince or Allen being able to neutralize this guy. So Julius Randle, for me, is definitely someone to keep in play. And, 55 fantasy points and 30, pretty much 25 points. That's a lot of points, man, for a big guy up front. Julius Randle in play for me. I think he is definitely someone to consider here tonight. At center, man, you got a couple options, man. At center, I do like, and I will have exposure to Towns. I do like, and I will have exposure to Jokic. Those are my top 2 guys, but I am going with Hassan Whiteside today. I've gone with him before in the past, in years past. He is a great point per minute player, usually about 1.1, 1.2. He's very efficient when he's on the floor. I mean, he's been there has been a conversation with Coach, and he had told him, hey, you know what, I want to play more minutes. He wasn't playing. I used to say this a lot here last year. Whiteside, if he gets the minutes and he can just play, it was just like Valanciunas for Toronto, and here, when he was with Toronto, and it's no different when Whiteside was with Miami. We're like, why isn't this guy playing more often? Well, he hasn't really gotten huge minutes yet. First game for Portland, 26 minutes, 16 points, 19 rebounds, 2 blocks. This guy does defend. He usually gets at least a block or 2 a game, and he's going to rebound. He almost had 20 rebounds the other day, 40.8 fantasy points in 26 minutes. I mean, that is just fantastic numbers. So if he can get 28 to 29, maybe 30 minutes tonight, I could see him balling out. I definitely do like Whiteside a whole lot here today. And Whiteside, look, just putting up, he just did that double-double, right? The 16 and 19. His last game versus Sacramento, 2 games, 56-point average, 16 points, 21 rebounds. He averaged 3.5 blocks in those 2 games and 2 steals. So he has just dominated, Sacramento. And Dwayne Dedmon, I don't think is going to be able to handle this guy if he asserts himself early. So Whiteside, don't get into foul trouble. I really do like him a whole lot tonight. I think he is going to be a fine play. Now, real quickly, a couple of little valley plays. At center, man, you got Aaron Baines. Phoenix has no DeAndre Ayton. He's out for 25 games. So, again, keep your eye for value tonight. There's some value there, guys. You have Ayton. You have Aaron Baines. So you got Baines at center, and at power forward, you got Rashawn Holmes. Those are 2 guys you should definitely be looking at for Sacramento, okay? And for Phoenix, I do like Rashad Holmes. Let me find him here. Let me see what his price tag is again. I think it's under 4. Where is he? Yeah, Rashawn Holmes is 3,700, man. So he's pretty much just he's just a great value play. 3,700, you only need 15, 16. This guy's good point per minute player. If he gets in there, he's going to be someone to consider. There's no Bagley, and then with Sacramento with no Bagley, I'm looking at Holmes, and I'm also looking at Bjelica. You got to Namaje Bjelica. You got to consider him at 3,700 as well. He's going to more than likely start. So I have him on my radar, and everybody should. And I think he's going to be popular. He's going to be a popular play, so he will be up there at about 30-40% owned, I believe. I truly believe. And Rashad Holmes will probably be still a little less likely owned. I think he will be a great play. And then, of course, at center, you know, we're looking at Baines. I mean, you got to consider here, Aaron Baines, 3,500, man. No Ayton, you got to consider him. And at power forward, you know that's going to open up a little bit more for Saric. And you have to also consider Frank Kaminsky. So keep those, and Diallo. So you got to keep those guys in mind. Watch throughout the day and make those decisions, all right? Again, that's pretty much it, man. I wish you guys a whole lot of luck. If you ever want to check out anything of my postings regarding how I've done in any of the events, they will always be up on Instagram or on Twitter. So make sure if you haven't followed, you're not following me on Twitter or Instagram, you do that. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you drop a like, comment down below. Remember the giveaway at the end of the week. On Sunday, I'm gonna draw somebody's name. They're gonna be able to get a lineup from me every day of the week next week, from Monday all the way through Sunday for 7 days, entirely for free. A chance to maybe, you know, and you could utilize the lineup. You could do what you want with it, but it's my way of giving something back to you guys for being supporters of the channel, at least for now. And that's what I will be doing. So make sure you comment down below, drop a like, make sure you are a subscriber. You have to be a subscriber to be in that drawing, and that drawing will be done on Sunday's video, and then I will start forwarding that information to that winner by starting Monday. Other than that, next week also keep in mind, I will be starting streaming next week. Don't know exactly which day, but it will be sometime next week. So be on the lookout for that as well. Make sure you go over to to twitch.tv/DFS Zone, and make sure you open up an account, and at the same time, make sure you follow DFS Zone. All right. That is pretty much it, guys. Wish you a lot of luck tonight. Let's go get it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.